my one tip, and this is what I've learned from, and not network marketing, but successful people in all industries, whether it's private business, whether they're entrepreneurs and they're starting something new, or they're just people that really just focused on healing themselves. They have morning routines. Morning routines are really important. What do you do for the first even 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes as you wake up?
Hello, everyone. Melissa here. Welcome back to the show. Today is episode 22, and I have a special guest with me, Brett Klesko. Hey, Brett, thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. I'm honored to be here.
Oh, thanks. So you are a chiropractor, and actually, as you've told me, a second generation. So you basically grew up with chiropractic in your life because your dad was doing that his entire career, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I lived the life of a chiropractor vicariously through my dad, and then decided to be myself. I had the opportunity and pleasure of retiring him here in June of 2022. So he did 40 years almost on the nose, and then I took over. So it's been quite the ride.
That's great. And what inspired you to get into it? Was it just, you just loved it because that's not all you knew, but you know what I mean? That was your life. Or what made you sort of say, yeah, I want to be a chiropractor?
It's something I actually just talked about today with one of my patients earlier. She asked me why, like, didn't you always want to be a chiro or a doctor or whatever? And the answer is no. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I imagine many people may relate to this. I had no clue. I stepped out of high school being like, I don't know what to do. And I say this a lot, and in a sense, I got very lucky with what I do. I had supportive parents that, of course, would push me into different things. They'd tell me like what they may notice that I'm good at that I may not be aware of. And I went into school with the knowledge that I'd be a chiro, but I didn't really understand what I was getting myself into. I recognized that all these habits that my dad had employed through my years growing up of good nutrition, positive lifestyle habits, positivity around exercise, and just different mindsets like that, which were kind of baseline chiropractic philosophies, did so much good to our health. I recognized that I was healthier than the people around me. A lot of my friends that got sick a lot, but I didn't really put two and two together. But I got lucky. I went through chiropractic college. I started getting more of a passion towards it and more of an understanding of the philosophies and why we do what we do. And then when I graduated, started practicing, I realized that I really like this. This is good. And so I think in a way, I got lucky, but I'm extremely grateful for the opportunities that I was able to have to get there. So it kind of.
That's awesome. What great parents you have pulling in the nutrition as well. That's so important, as we know today. That's awesome. And that's kind of cool. You kind of it's almost like you're on the river and you're just flowing along. Yep, this is what I'm doing. And then you decided, no, actually, this really is what I want to do, not just what I'm supposed to do. So that's so cool. So from what I understand, chiropractic college itself is insane, the workload. And I know your practice is insane. How on earth did you even entertain network marketing? Like, how did this come into your life?
It came from necessity. Network marketing that of course I've heard about. We had friends in the family that had been a part of it. I watched within conversation people around me, whether it's friends or friends of friends or parents, friends of parents, whatever it may be. I'd known about it for a very long time. And the mysteries around it, we don't know, right? And I kind of saw it as something like that's probably not for me. And I'm a very, like, I was in sales for a while and I hated it. I hated sales. I was so bad at it, and I like it. It just wasn't my thing. I stepped into network marketing as a necessity. When I graduated college, we're given about a 6-month grace period before we start paying back student loans. My student loans were around that $200,000, and when it comes down to back, it was a combination of federal, provincial, and line of credit. And so when they came through, I was now paying a second mortgage without having a house. And so they became very devastating. And when you start practice, things are slow to begin with. We're taught that it takes about 3 years to establish a baseline that you can be comfortable. Well, the first 3 years were very uncomfortable. I was working 3 jobs. I was a chiropractor by day, pizza delivery driver and bartender at night. And I did that for a long time because I needed to pay these payments. So and I was watching the people around me that were never marketing to in particular. And every year their life got a little bit more eccentric and more fun, more, buying more things, traveling more. And I was watching being like, what are they doing? Because every year they're doing more. And so then I started asking questions and I started understanding more about what they were doing. And I recognized really quickly that this could be that answer I was looking for to just help me buffer. At the beginning, it was just like, geez, even $500 a month can make all the difference in the planet right now.
Right. Yeah.
In like eating and not eating at some moments, right? And I luckily had a partner that was beside me that was like, we could do this. And we sat down and we went, you know what, I think this could be it. And we dove into it. Like a lot of things that my personality, if you know the colors of green, I researched like crazy and I read and I read and I read. And when I committed, I committed. And we went after it. We ran in with passion, with understanding, with a vision of what our future could be, with the addition of something so powerful yet so simple.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm still in shock of the debt that you finished school with. That's just crazy. And then the other dollar figure you threw out there, the $500. I think that's pretty common. What most people would say when they first start, like, wow, that would be amazing. That's exactly what I said when I started. If I could make $500, that'd be crazy. And then I laughed. Yeah, right. But it is so possible. That's so great. And so how long have you been in network marketing now?
About 9 years. I argue about this a little bit as I was originally in a little bit early, but I never used it until I dedicated to using it. So
Right.
by the books, I think it's 11 years that I was technically on it, but 9 years of me being active.
Oh, good. And is it been with the same company the entire time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's impressive. And that's a long time. Let's say 11 years. I mean, if that's what's on paper, 11 years it is. And that's impressive that you've been with the same company. I applaud you because I meet a lot of people that bounce around, for lack of better words, just looking for a better opportunity. And sometimes they need to do that because maybe the first company they started out with is not a good fit, or sadly it goes under. But I really applaud those that stick it out, and because it really is, as I say, it's a course. Network marketing is a course in personal development disguised as a business. So it's about us. We got to work on us if we want to make this work.
Well, much like I described with chiropractic, where I kind of got lucky, is I think I kind of got lucky with network marketing too. Is I had focused in, of course, of what the company was offering, but then I was educated in what the company is and who they are and who they stand for and the people that present what the company offers as a mission. So once again, I think I got lucky is as much as I like what the company gives, I like what they give in other ways, in like you said, training and everything. So that's what grabbed my attention, and the friendships and the community that I built within it is that's tough. But I also understand that people that do decide they need to see other pastures, right? Like we need change, and some of us need to dig into a little bit more of who we are to lean into that direction. I've always found the company that I'm with is the one that's for me.
Oh, that's great. And that's some good advice too, is for anyone listening to this and thinking about getting into network marketing, is do your research on the company, make sure it matches your values, and get out to some events and meet some of the people and see if they're your people and what the company is all about. Does it match what you're all about? That's so important. So then you can hang up a sign and call it home and stay there. That's so good. So 11 years, you have a wealth of information you could share, but I'm going to try to get you to narrow it down, Brett, to just one tip that you could share. Somebody new, or somebody may not be new, but they're stuck. What's one thing that you could suggest to them that they could do to help move their business forward?
This is the hardest question. We were just, there's so much to it. There's so many little things.
Right.
The most powerful, and our society is so much like this. There are so many things happening, so many distractions, so much new information, and we get bombarded with social media stuff coming up, and then all of a sudden there's news in the world, and our minds. Uh, my one tip, and this is what I've learned from, and not network marketing, but successful people in all industries, whether it's private business, whether they're entrepreneurs and they're starting something new, or they're just people that really just focused on healing themselves. They have morning routines. Morning routines are really important. What do you do for the first even 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes as you wake up, do you pick up your phone first? Do you look at social media? What's the first thing you look? Some people will talk about opening up their phone. The first thing they look at is their bank account. Like that's going to be your focus for the day. Your
Right.
focus day is how you want your day to end. If you're picking up your phone or you're picking up something, the first thing you should be looking at is what you want your successes to be for that day. One of the first things that I do is I check the weather to see if I have to go to travel. That's number one thing I do now. If I do is I check to see, I do check the weather. That's a big one. But right after that, I look into my notes and I go right into my notes where my mantra section is. I have a mantra, a bunch of like little sayings and little things that I will read. And at the end of the day, this is where I want to be is one of them. At the end of the day, and I have it blank, and I'm going to pick that in that moment, what I want my end of my day to be. What do I want my end of the day to be? A day where I feel satisfied physically, mentally? Do I want to have the end of the day where I've made a difference in one person's life? Do I want to have my end of the day where the last thing that I'm going to go to bed with is that my kids had a great day? Like, what I want my end of my day to look like. Now, that's going to be very, very broad, but it allows me, my first actions and steps in my day are going to be in line with that goal. That's the first thing that I do. The morning rise is massive for people. I would say that the best tip that you can have is start your day with a positive note. And if you want to lean into towards network marketing, what's your one success for the day that you want it to be? And that's your first thought of your day. And then get up, take your steps, and start stepping.
That's brilliant. That matches that quote that you hear, begin with the end in mind.
Yeah.
And I was just listening to another podcast yesterday, Ed Milet, and he's talking about looking at your goals. And he said a lot of people just listen or just look at their goals at the end of the year. You know, how did the year go? What did it look like? He said the people that are more successful, then they break it down and they look at it quarterly and then monthly. And he said, but the real successful people are looking at it on a daily basis. So that is a brilliant tip. And I think that's so great for confidence too, because there's good days and bad days in network marketing, as we know, right? And so that's going to help you get through the bad days. You're like, oh, I had a great day because it's fresh. It's just yesterday, even if today was bad, right? And it's what you do every day. It's the little things that are going to move your business forward. So that's so great.
Absolutely.
So here we are, January, a new year ahead. What are you excited about? What are you hoping to do with your network marketing business this year?
My goal this year is much like it is every year, of course, with growth, but this growth is going to look different. These last few years have led us to, I think, in the lack of a better word, more confinement. I want to get out more. I want to start meeting people in different places, and I want to start talking to people with different perspectives and different this and different that. I want to see a switch within my business to more of a diversity of location and geography. That's what I want.
Travel.
Yeah, a short way of saying travel. I've been itching to want to be able to get out, and that doesn't have to be far. Hour and a half. Like I'm going to do a little bit of a few talks in Saskatchewan here, and
Nice.
So that excites me. I want to get out and I want to talk to different people and I just want to start seeing the world a little bit more again. So that's my number one goal, to expand in a way.
Oh, that's great. And there's so much that comes with that too, when you go to new locations and meeting new people. That's awesome. That's so great. Well, thanks again so much, Brett, for taking time to share your words of wisdom and your background with everyone to inspire those that are, new or stuck or just getting started. So thanks again. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Until next time, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If these nuggets of wisdom resonated with you, please subscribe and make sure to leave a review and tag me on Insta at your_network_marketing_coach. And I'd be super grateful if you shared it with your team and sideline buddies. If you think you've got some blocks or need help with determining your niche, maybe you could benefit from some one-on-one time. Take a look at my website, melissahyde.ca, and book a free 30-minute consultation. I have a special gift of helping people uncover their unique niche. And as a certified rest coach, I'm able to help you clear emotional barriers that are holding you back. Until next time, keep leading from your heart, and whatever you do, don't settle.